with what they said around trying to give grace to a P3D or a grapist because they were a minor. No, I don't stand for that. You get no grace when you do that shit. So I would never give anybody a pass. That's my big contention here with this. Like, no. And then you're trying to have a conversation with someone and talk about them. Then Irish comes up and you want to constantly mute him instead of having the conversation with him.
Oh my god, I watched that. It was absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
And I've watched the lives that Irish holds, and he gives people that he's calling out or, you know, talking about the chance to come up and actually talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
As opposed to other people.
Yeah. Zombie Love, real quick. Zombie Love, I know you're probably here. I see someone mention you in chat saying you're here. I will tell you, you are responsible for how you deal with your own trauma. Again, you are responsible for how you deal with your own trauma. Okay? You are not responsible for your trauma. So if this live is triggering to you, scroll. There's the door. Protect your peace. I am not responsible to protect your peace, and I will have these conversations I see fit. Plain and simple.
And let me look. Zombie Love is someone who has been stalking and harassing me
gaslighting
for about 6 or 8 months now. Zombie Loves, I have not engaged with Zombie Loves because Zombie Loves is a narcissist. And, you know, what is it? Greywalling is what pisses them off. And in the process of me not acknowledging the incredible harassment and stalking and really scary behavior that Zombie Loves has engaged in the process, they have posted about 100 videos on me. Some of them have clearly been reported because her playlist on me is now about 55 videos. That's her playlist, but there's about 100 videos that she's actually done on me. And throughout all those videos, and I invite all of you to go look at those videos, she has made lots of false allegations, including that I mocked her gang grape, which is the only allegation I actually care about because it goes counter to what it is I've ever done on this app. Now, Zombie Loves is in the comments right now because she's like a shark. Just like all these other losers who I've ever said anything about, and even Zombie Loves, I didn't even say anything bad about her at first. Her only issue was that I was calling out Avery for what she did, for what Avery did. I was calling out Avery for what she did, and Zombie Loves, just like Quinn, stepped in to protect their buddy. And in the process, Zombie Loves made it about themselves and decided to play victim. And I don't mean play victim in the sense she's not an SA victim. I don't know any of the details of that. I assume she is an SA victim because I believe SA victims. But in the process, she tried to pretend to be a victim of me. And it's gross. And it's loser behavior. And for the past 6 months, you tried to get my attention. And the truth is, I don't give a fuck about you because you're a fucking loser. What is it you people don't understand? You're fucking losers. I don't care about you losers.
Zombie, I also do want to point out, and I do want to make mention one more time, I could repost this video on my main about how you threatened my 16-year-old daughter.
Damn.
So we can also play that game because I do have those receipts as well, because that is a fact.
That's gross. Do we know who Eleanor is?
I'm not, so I only want to bring up people that are relevant to the people on the background. So that's why I'm not bringing up random people or people from the typical friend group that may not have like negative interactions with these people. Y'all two are up here because I know Maki and that bullshit. It's kind of weird that Zombie, you can come up and speak, Zombie, but you're not going to put the live in danger or I will drop you. But it's kind of weird that...
I'm promise to not be mean. Just say now.
You literally set a boundary that you don't like me, you don't want to engage with me, you don't want me talking about you.
So get fucked and go away.
Yeah, you came in here. So...
like,
why
honestly,
are you even here?
I don't
Someone
know
dropped
if you
down,
want to
trust
come
me.
up. I'll say,
Trust
I don't
Dom
know
in
if you want to come. No, I'm not gonna put the live in danger, but I don't know if you want to come up because your mental health finna be in danger if you fucking come up here. I've had words for your ass for a while, so I don't think you want to do that.
Yeah.
I think you want to be kind to yourself tonight, and I think you want to head to bed right now. This is your one and only warning from me.
And that is not a warning of violence. No. That is not a warning of violence at all. That is a warning. See, Zombie Love says right there.
Oh, believe me,
I'm in danger.
If I want to incite violence, I'll say violence. And,
all right, drop Dom. Someone drop Dom because she can't. I know Dom, but Dom, you understand that this moron is going to clip anything they can in order to use it against you. So let me be abundantly clear. Dom is not referring to physical violence. What Dom is referring to is if you come up here, she's going to make you look like a fucking idiot, Zombie Loves, because you're a fucking idiot. Now, if you'd like to join and show you're a fucking idiot, feel free. Feel free, Zombie Loves. I would love to have a conversation with you. I would love for you to expose me and tell everyone about how it is I have done these things to you.
So I want to point out that you said I was gaslighting because I told you protect your own peace. You're responsible for how you deal with your trauma. That is not gaslighting. That is setting the clear expectation that in this space, we are talking about SA. This is not a good place for you because your history, that onus on protecting it is not on us, it's on you. You came in here on your own accord. You can leave on your own accord. You can more than come up and have a conversation. You've never been in my life before. You can do that and have that conversation.
Before the white man interrupted me, Irish, what I was gonna say is that's just weird that you would assume a black woman was inciting violence automatically since we're recording things.
Zombie, you went in there, okay? If you go in a space that is going to be an issue because your trauma in your past, it's up to you to walk out of there. Stop sitting there watching. That is you putting the onus on other people for your trauma response. Get fucked.
Zombie, you set boundaries on your platform. You cannot you cannot set boundaries on others' platforms.
Wait, was I even there? When she says Irish demand that I continue, was I even in that live?
Right. And
I don't know.
To be fair, Zombie,
I don't think I was in that live.
Zombie, you, Jessica, Verified, y'all can try to clip this live as much as you want to say, oh, here's a gotcha moment on what they said to me and perpetuated the harm. This is streamed to YouTube. Again, get effed.
And the other thing is you're a fucking loser. Nobody cares about you. So, like, keep making your videos. Like, that's the thing. When you say, oh, I document everything you do, so, like, you, and that's why you don't like me. I don't like you because you're a fucking loser. You're just a fucking loser. You mean nothing to me. That's it.
I don't like
you're
you because
a liar as well.
You put your trauma response on other people. That's not their responsibility. That's why I don't like you. And you're friends with Jessica Wabbit and Avery. And Jessica Wabbit's a whole ass YT supremacist. Nice company you keep.
Yeah, it's fucking goofy. Oh, for everyone who, by the way, you know, let's clear up some of Zombie Love's lies because they're adorable. Zombie Love's claims that she was intentionally triggered and harmed because she was exposed to images that were pertaining to an essay that happened to her earlier, right? What she's referring to is the fact that Zombie Loves wanted receipts on Avery. I asked her multiple times, can I DM you? She said no. Can I message you on Discord? She said no. I said, can you join my live and I'll talk to you about it? She said no. I said, can I do a live and I'll show the receipts and you can say in the comments? She said no. I did a video, and when I did the video, she then said that was harassment. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And so I gave up trying to give her receipts. However, other people, whenever she'd bring up, I couldn't even get the receipts. I need to get the receipts. First of all, it's not about you, Zombie Loves, you narcissistic asshole. You are centering yourself in someone else's issues again. You then demanded to get receipts, and every time people would see your demand, they would be like, okay, we'll do lives with you right now. We'll do lives with you right now. And then finally you decided to go to one of those lives. And during one of those lives, a video was played about Avery. The video was played about Avery. An image was shown during that live, and that image specifically showed someone who was participating at an event that Avery goes to. And Avery commented on that photo. And I was using that as evidence to show that Avery engages in age play activity voluntarily. And somehow you turned that, even though there were trigger warnings offered before we played any videos, even though there was trigger warnings offered during the video, you turned that into us creating a video that included an image because somehow we were meant to know about what happened with your essay and that we had done it to intentionally... What the fuck are you smoking? The fuck are you smoking, Zombie Loves? The world doesn't revolve around you because you're a fucking weirdo. Go away. Can't stand losers.
This is Zombie Love saying that Jessica Wabbit is not a racist.
That's crazy because Jessica Wabbit was racist to me. So are you telling me that I'm wrong? Are you invalidating me and the fact that somebody was racist to me because she sure enough was on a live?
Zombie Love, you were brought up because Echo decided to make sure that they were very specific about you minding your own trauma, you minding your own triggers. When Echo saw that you joined, Echo was very specific, and that's how you came up.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's wild to me that you're still here when you know this live can be triggering to you, and you're still here.
Nobody's surrounding anything. We weren't even talking about you. Literally, I don't know if you can't comprehend what was just said to you. It was said you were only being told what the live was about so you could protect yourself and leave. Otherwise, we weren't talking about you. You are not that important.
Well, you
Shout
know,
out to Mark.
Zombie is just doing the same thing that Words did, which is trying
100%.
to make things or making things about themselves as opposed to the actual situation at hand.
100%.
If
It's pure clout chasing.
If you were healed, you wouldn't be in here, like, basically harming yourself by being in here. Like, clearly you're not fucking healed, because if you were, a healed person says, okay, fuck this, I'm out. Oh, somebody says they don't like me, I'm gonna bounce. A healed person knows when they're not fucking wanted, and they bounce because they're protecting their peace. But because you want the attention, you're in here because you're not healed. So, again, fuck off. Expeditiously. Like I said, put yourself into bed, please. It's bedtime.
Because I can recognize that there's a possibility the reason why you're doing this, Zombie Loves, is because of past trauma, right? But this is, again, similar to Quinn. You don't get to use your past trauma as an excuse to traumatize and hurt other individuals. Take personal accountability. Take personal accountability. And Zombie Loves, let's be so fucking for real. You make content where you are trying to play victim of other people like myself because you want attention. It's not because you think you're doing what's right. It's not because you think you're being moralistic. You just want attention, and it's fucking goofy. Get a friend, get a dog, get a cat, get a plant.
Please don't take care of anything else. Don't put anything into your care, por favor, please.
Get a
Echo,
Daegu.
Can I mute this bitch?
Get a
Tamagotchi.
Oh, I don't care.
Yeah, because like
I just don't do
'cause unless
blocking
you are-
people, but yeah, you can.
Yeah,
more
no,
than,
but
feel
unless
free to
you
mute.
do, like, plan. Yeah, because you're talking about you want to talk. Can I speak? Can I speak? And you're not coming up here speaking. You're staying in the comments because, first of all, you're too puss to come up and actually defend yourself because it's easier to remain a victim down there. And second of all, you have nothing of worth to say. So, I mean, honestly, I'm just going to mute your ass and help you. Consider this a hand helping.
I want Zombie Love.
Congratulations, Zombie Love. That was some choice centering and derailing. I mean, it's like Olympic level.
I want Zombie Love to explain how Jessica Wabbit is not racist and how Zombie Love can stand next to Jessica Wabbit comfortably.
Lori, if she's still in danger, that's because she hasn't figured out how to put her finger on the screen and scroll up.
Mm-hmm. Anywhoozle, reminder to Maki out there, backbones are now 80% off on the TikTok shop. Feel free to get one, Maki.
Can I ask everyone in here, has Zombie Loves helped a single one of you?
No.
Has Zombie Loves provided who? Has Zombie Loves been of utility to anyone?
Yes. So actually, I've doubled down on making sure that I go to therapy on time.
Oh,
Other than being a warning sign of how your mental trauma or issues can be weaponized to hurt other people, has Zombie Loves, other than setting an example for that, helped anyone? No. Or has anyone ever watched one of her videos and thought that was fun? No. You're a useless content creator. Like, get a life. Same question for Words of Power. Has Words of Power helped anyone?
Oh, let me just mute.
So,
serious question. Has Words of Power ever helped anyone?
That's kind of why I have these people up on the panel, because everyone here has had interaction with Words of Power except me directly. Y'all are free to talk about these people as much as you want and share what has happened.
What's this about?
Yeah, she said that.
Words of Power.
Because I said that she was. She said that because I said that she was YT passing and didn't experience racism, and shouldn't be using her tokenizing her ancestors to defend herself against her alleged indigenous ancestors to defend herself against anti-blackness and racism, and they did the same thing to me. It was on Mackey's Live. They blocked me. Wait, they muted me, wouldn't allow me to speak, then dropped me, and then blocked me from the live. And then after they blocked me from the live, as people defended me, Mackey turned off comments. Then she went and she did a 10-minute fucking video about me, claiming that I was, what is it called? Invalidating the experiences of indigenous people. No, bitch, I'm telling you that you're a YT passing woman, that you're a YT chick, and you don't get to tell black people that you're indigenous when they tell you that you're being racist and anti-black.
So I can't stand these white presenting indigenous people who use the fact that they're indigenous as a weapon or invalidation tactic for POC. And I'm allowed to talk on it as an Irish traveler. And I don't understand why, when you're a white indigenous person, you think that qualifies to talk about POC issues, black or POC issues. And now I can understand why Words Has Power is teaming up with Zombie Loves, because Avery is also one of those people. If you all remember, Avery said she's not she's not white. Do you remember that? Avery insists, I'm not white. I'm Romani.
That was an adventure.
You can be white and indigenous. They are not contradictory terms. I am white and indigenous. Crazy people.
Yeah, Irish is literally my white guy translator for a reason.
They don't realize that there's a such thing as 5 race categories. But I would like to speak on how Words Have Power has enlightened me and has been abused. Yes, Lord. So I got into a car accident not too long ago, and my spine was very messed up. But she helped me realize that I actually have one still, and it's pretty strong compared to hers. Mm-hmm. And Auntie, was Maki the one with the yeah, I can walk, it's like I went to church. Wasn't Maki the one with the whiteboard, or was that the other one? Which one had the
No, that was
That was Smalls.
Smalls
I
was
get
the
all
white
of them
boy.
mixed up. All I know is that they're the anti-black call-out crew, and they weaponize their indigeneity to be racist and anti-black, and that is really problematic. And I didn't know that this person was a retired police officer. Did she get thrown out? That's
Justice,
what I need to
she
know.
said she worked just as, what was it, justice or bailiff at a court or jail or
No,
something?
she said she was the sheriff's
She
deputy.
was a sheriff. Yeah, she was a sheriff.
No, how she
Police on police.
how she go through the training for that? That's what I want to know. Let me go look. If she was a deputy, I'm a Navy SEAL. Okay, I'm a Marine.
The way she centers herself and self-victimizes, I don't know how she finished the police academy. Like
That's
she
what
must
I'm
have cried
saying.
cried her way through training.
Honestly, that feels like a prerequisite at this point for the police force.
Is YT tears?
And then she turned around and said she was ACAB after being a
Yeah.
sheriff?
Her and her partner both said that they're ACAB, and people in the comments were like, "Yo, you don't have to." Oh, she's like, "Oh yeah, I end up being ACAB," and people in the comments were like, "You don't have to be a cop to be ACAB. Like it doesn't take anything to be ACAB."
That's wild. That's a wild take. Yeah. That's what these
So
people are. They do anything to try to get minorities on their side. Yeah, police brutality. I support you people. I mean black people. I mean POC. That's what they give.
I do want to point out
They say
too,
colors, I'm telling you right now.
if it was anybody else, if it was anybody else outside that little group or anybody else that they didn't, like for lack of a better term, this would be all over that snark page that they sit there and run up their mouths on.
Oh,
But
it's
it
their
wasn't.
page.
Exactly. It shows how inconsistent they are. They're not going to hold. They want to talk about accountability and stuff, but they don't hold themselves accountable. They don't check each other. They just check people they don't like, or people that they have some tiny ass issue with, and they won't hear people out. And yet at the same time too, and I was going to mention this. I was going to mention this initially, but I got reminded. Smalls sat up there in the comments. You can see in the video if you scroll through it. They sit there and say, "I just want to know all sides. I want to know what's going on." They said this to Boss Lady, and yet to other people, Smalls does not give that kind of grace.
Sorry, who's Smalls?
Enjoy Ernesto. Small titty goth.
Mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I speak on this in general?
Oh, most definitely, Astrid. Also, hi, by the way.
I'm gonna
Hi.
grab a drink. Y'all play nice. I'll be right back.
Oh, Irish, you're gonna get a kick out of this. So when Smalls gets upset, they pull out a big whiteboard that they got from the clearance aisle in Office Depot, and they get the cheapest expo marker from the dollar store and start marking down all the Darquavius acts, also known as Darvo acts that you've committed. So watch out.
I'm not going to lie, that kind of sounds entertaining.
Oh,
I might have to look at
but
that.
it's big too. It's an oversized whiteboard. They sit in their bed, sitting there talking about, on this day, December 7th, 1973, did you go to the gas station?
Wait a minute, wait.
Yes or no?
Did you or did you not?
Yes or no?
And if you don't know, I'm gonna mark it down as a yes.
Well, they're on the. Sorry, go ahead, Astrid.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. But I just wanted to let everyone know, right? So, as somebody who was closely intertwined with that group, they decided to call out an indigenous femme presenting person, and then refer to that person's friends as flying monkeys and fleas. Me being a black woman, a black African woman, I was like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Words Have Power decided to make a response on their page, talking about how, because it is recognized in the entire victims advocate community, that if they use any other words, it will cost them their license. So they're going along with problematic terming because they'll lose their license without it. Like, let's be so serious. So you're going to continue using problematic terming because you'll lose your license without that stuff. It's not giving advocacy work. It's not. Exactly. And then
License for what? The Spineless Association?
Huh?
To the
License for
homeowners
what?
association.
They just say victims advocacy work, like they have certificates in it, and then their partner goes along with it. And in this call out live that they've held for an Indigenous femme presenting person, they platformed that Indigenous femme presenting person's abuser.
You mean like they did last night when the live they held supporting Quinn had Quinn in the comments? Quinn, the man who is the accused child molester and adult rapist, and that they were saying that we need to have empathy for him because he may have been a victim too. Wild.
So like it's exactly.
Just so
And
y'all know,
Irish-
she just recently on the Reddit on the what was it the
debate
Talk
talks.
Snark doubled down again
Oh,
after
I'm sure.
Mackie came on my live and apologized for his use of that anti-black terminology, and then in the recent Reddit conversation about Brandon's live, she doubled down again about the whole fleas and flying monkeys thing.
Oh no, I know Auntie Wada because guess what? I was the one that brought it up on that Reddit.
Oh, okay, that was you.
And they tried to claim it was anti-indigenous when it was absolutely historically based anti-black.
As
So-
if it being anti-indigenous is a-okay.
Astrid
No, it's not
messaged me.
anti-black, it's anti-indigenous.
Astrid messaged me when that live was going on, and then I messaged Katie, and that's why Katie brought it up.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I'm just gonna let it slide and shit like that. Like, this is absolutely diabolical that they are sitting here defending the use of that because I'll lose my license.
Go ahead, sorry.
Let's not forget too that there was another time, I think Auntie Wada knows it, maybe a few of you do, but there was another time that term was used. The time I went over to Words when somebody told me that I was being talked about. And several people up on that box, Ziv, Smalls, Maki, those people at the least knew I'm black.
The anti-black
And
call-out.
sat there and used, the second one, not the initial whatever, but the one where Ziv, stuck his little face in or whatever, and used the term flying fleas and monkeys.
I was so ignorant as to what the issue was. Now I totally understand. I wasn't putting it together. So even if it's a term of art that's used in like clinical practice and all that, what is so fucking tone deaf about not realizing, oh, you know what, maybe we should figure out another term of art we should use. And this reminds me of Planet Peterson. Planet Peterson would try to invalidate and attack religious people. And I'm not religious, right? So I'm not like trying to defend religious people, but he would try to mock and antagonize them by calling them apes. And because of evolution, because they were making the argument that like evolution versus creation. And when a black person, a black child, by the way, 14-year-old black child, turned around and said, don't call me an ape for obvious reasons, they said, well, it's biologically accurate. And so, is it accurate to say that humans are apes? Yes. Is it insensitive and anti-black to use that term to someone who is black in a way to mock them? Even when you're not doing it necessarily for a racist reason, you're trying to make the evolutionary argument. Yes, it's absolutely fucking anti-black. I mean, you could say racist, I'll defer to other people, but it's definitely anti-black and it's definitely insensitive. Similar thing here. I understand flying monkeys is a narcissistic term of art, but like I never thought of that. I never thought about how there could be harm in using that term to someone who is black. I never thought of it. So now that it's been brought to your attention, Maki, maybe just be, well, like, what's so hard about saying, I should figure out another word to make that work? Like, that's as simple as what it is.
Astrid.
I'm sorry. And can I say, regarding like I do think the terminology usage is wild, and I understand where words have power and Maki's argument is coming from in terms of they're not the controllers of that term. You still shouldn't use it. Like, just find out a different way to use it. Like, and I understand you're saying you'll lose your license, but that's just how BIPOC advocacy works. Like, boom, boom, boom. Like, okay, but I don't want us to skip past that. In that entire call out live, they platformed that indigenous femme presenting person's abuser who is a white woman. That abuser is a white woman. And they platformed that indigenous femme presenting person's abuser.
In order to attack the abuser or to platform them in a...
No, to platform them and say, oh yeah, I'm so-and-so's abuser. Forget that. But I agree with everything you're saying. I'm a white woman, and I agree with everything you're saying about this indigenous femme-presenting person that I abuse.
So I think with them, though, they'll support you. Even if you are an abuser, they like you. But when people aren't really doing anything, they're quick to say, oh, that's Darvo. And I think it's really, really rich coming from people that advocate for the BIPOC community to be like, oh, fleas and flying monkeys isn't racist when you're being told by Black people that they're offended by it. And Katie, I have a question for you.
What's up?
Weren't these the same advocates to sit there and be microaggressive to you when you were dealing with them?
Yep.
Oh, most definitely. And let's not forget to... Sorry, what's up?
It was the same group of people.
The same little group of people, yep. The all three call-out lives about tiny-ass bullshit that I told you guys about before. It's the exact same group. Exact same group.
So it's the same person that is trying to justify fleas and flying monkeys that was calling you aggressive and everything else under the sun.
Mm-hmm. Even though anybody that knows me knows I can be spicy, but I tend to be a pretty nice person, and I'll take my fucking slaps if I need to. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She was microaggressive to me too, and I just don't. I for the life of me cannot remember what I argued with this bitch about though. Like I truly can, because I know I hate her. I know I do, and I know that's the reason why. I just don't recall what the argument had been that I had gotten with her and Maki. But she was extremely microaggressive, which I could absolutely be a bitch. Like I come very aggressively at people multiple times. I was not in that case until she sent me to fuck off. And I just don't remember what it was though, and I think that was like last year. So she's been doing this shit a while.
Let's not forget too that these are also the same group of people that had somebody sit up there, and I'll never forget this, and I'll probably never forgive it because it is very offensive and it's really fucked up. They sat there, Words, Maki, and the rest of them sat up there and didn't check when somebody else, a white trans man, sat up there and called Auntie Wada, a Black trans woman, a bitch in front of hundreds of people.
And they did absolutely nothing. I want to say one more thing, and then I'm gonna drop.
Maki did say that they talked to Zeb privately, but I don't believe that.
No, if it's done on a public platform, it needs to be addressed publicly.
Exactly.
So this is all I have to say. So words have power. Maki, Pocky, whatever you want to call yourself. You are very problematic, and you need to be better humans. The acts of Darvo that you have committed is unnecessary and is wrong. You two are unsafe people. Along with Bree, you are very unsafe, and I feel uncomfortable with you. Thank you. All right, bye everyone. I'm gonna go and make my back bigger.
Stop.
Make your what bigger?
Her back.
No, they not only have come after people of color, and mind you, they're forgetting the intersectionality when they're doing this. They've come after the LGBTQ. They've come after advocates and I find it astounding that people like Maki Words, Esmina, Beatron, Lily can all sit and tell another member of the LGBTQ or several other members or staunch advocates who do the work every day how they should be doing it or that they're doing it wrong and not even being correct in their critiques. So I really think that all of these people, I would suggest, because cancel culture is a problem, but I really would suggest if you don't want to be pulled into some fuck shit, don't go into their spaces.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to center myself, which is how Zombie would phrase it. And I don't know how it's going to be phrased, but you know what? Call to action. Anyone on this app who would like to be a Discord, join a Discord where our purpose is getting rid of really fucking shitty creators who are narcissistic asshats. Please send me an invite. irishinnyc, all lowercase. irishinnyc, all lowercase. Send me an invite, because at this point, I'm tired of it. We have no power to stop these narcissistic asshats. This isn't about calling out like bad behavior and people correcting it, because when Wadi talked about the idea of people using the term bitch, I try not to use that term towards women, and I've been pretty good at that for 2.5 years, despite how heated my shit goes. I've used that term against women probably 5 times, maybe 10 at most. And I'm sorry about it. Like, I don't like to use that term. And I know there's a lot of people who say it's gender neutral term. And that's why I do use it, because in my head, I'm not using it as a gendered term, right? But like, if someone was to say, hey, can you just not use that specific term? I can just take a moment and be like, yeah, you know what? My bad. I won't use that specific term. And that's it. That's it. It's just about acknowledging, yeah, okay, my bad. You don't even have to apologize. You can say, I didn't think about that being a little extra harmful because of the fact that you're a black woman. And so I retract that statement. You don't even have to apologize. Just recognize the harm that you're doing. But there's people on this app who don't give a shit, who will not change. And because they're narcissistic, they have no shame. So they don't go away. They just keep coming back like fucking cockroaches over and over again. If you want to be part of a Discord notification group where we all work together to get these fucking ass clowns, feel free to message me, irishinnyc, all lowercase. Basically my username without numbers, all lowercase, because I'm setting that up. I'm done with this nonsense.
It's right above Irish.
Fuck. Just lost it. Sorry, everyone.
That's okay. Yeah, these, I don't know. I've had limited
and if anyone else has
interactions, but they're problematic.
I just want to ask Irish, could you make a separate Discord for that?
Obviously, Astrid, I will be. It won't be the same as my private Discord. It'll be purely a coordination Discord, because anyone coming into my Discord obviously is incredibly well vetted. I don't want to make anyone in my Discord ever feel worried or anyone to ever be concerned about that.
Absolutely. I love you for that. I was just, because me and Dom were talking in the comments about it.
Yeah, it's a coordination.
I was about to leave. I'm not even gonna hold you.
It's a coordination thing. So I want to be able to coordinate with like-minded people with like-minded ethics to make sure that people who are bad people are chased off the app. And unlike these cowards, I'm not afraid to address things. So Jonathan Gray, Avery, in the comments, just said, go watch my video of Irish talking to kids. Go watch their video. I don't run away from anything. What the hell are you talking about? Like, I'm not afraid of shit, because if I do something wrong, I don't believe I'm perfect. I don't believe that I'm someone who doesn't goof up. I don't believe that I'm not someone who messes up. Like, we all do. It's okay. But you gotta just say, I fucked up. My bad. Won't do it again. That's it. Period. Full stop.
I did it earlier. I fucked up. I recognize that. Sorry. Go ahead, Katie.
I like to point out too, right? And I'm making it more and more known the last day or so. We also have to be willing to give people grace and stop harassing, stop bullying, stop the fucking stalking of people because of something they've done. If they recognize they did wrong and they apologize and they work on making things better, shut the fuck up. Let people make mistakes sometimes. If it's something egregious, I get it. Get them. Fine, no problem. But if it's a matter of like a small wording or something that looks a little bit bad or whatever else, let it be what it is. Take that as a teaching moment. Be forgiving. We're supposed to be the people that are forgiving. And yet, if you say anything wrong, you can literally, I've witnessed it myself, breathe wrong and something will come out of it. And that is monumentally mind-numbing because someone breathed.
It's crazy.
We need to get over that bullshit. None of us are perfect. This weird, and I do mean weird, this weird borderline puritanical thing that goes on is disgusting. It is disgusting. I personally don't care for it. I don't care what anybody had to say about it. It's disgusting. We're humans. We need to be allowed to be humans.
I will say...
I do...
Oh, go ahead, Irish. I'll go after you.
I just want to say very quickly, okay? So Jonathan asked people to go look at the videos on his account. So feel free. He's saying that there's evidence of me talking to minors. I want to talk about when your hatred for someone makes you do harmful stuff, you are now the problem. And so I'll give credit to Zombie on this. Zombie didn't post harmful information in this regard. So props to Zombie on that, because Zombie was fed this, looked at it and said, you know what, that doesn't seem credible. Avery, who is absolutely proven dispositively to have been following over 100 MINORs and engaging in their content, supporting them, doing age regression and messaging them. Avery right now, who's using the Jonathan account, has screenshots that purport to have me talking to a 13-year-old. Go look at those screenshots. They're fake. They're obviously fake. Not only does it not sound anything like me, these were created by Peterson's friends who posted them on their account. And when I told them that I would make sure that people know that they manufactured screenshots and that by doing that, they're going to discredit actual victims. They're going to now, whenever someone comes forward and says, I have proof that this person was doing something inappropriate, by creating fake screenshots, you are now creating a narrative that the victim may be lying by faking a screenshot. You now are discrediting victims and making it harder for people to believe victims by making fake screenshots. And so I messaged the person who first posted that. Their name is, I'm trying to think. They have a mock account making fun of a flat earther. If someone can remind me in the comments, the name is not the actual name of the person who did it. The account is named after a flat earther they're mocking. And when I messaged them, I said, okay, great. You just posted these messages from TikTok, right? So what? Oh, that's what it was. So the person who first posted them was called Gene Techman with 2 letters on the end of it. But it's not Gene Techman. They're mocking Gene Techman, right? They posted those screenshots and I said, oh, great. You seem to be in contact with the victim. So why don't you show a video of those messages? Why don't you show a video showing someone open up that message so that it's a real message and not fake screenshots? And then I also said, if there's a victim, why don't you tell people who that victim is so they can get in contact and validate who it is? And once I did that, they deleted the screenshots, obviously, right? Avery then got those screenshots and is now trying to pass them off as if they're real screenshots. Go look at them. The other error with those screenshots, by the way, is that the day that they posted them, they clearly went to my irishinnyc account. They looked at my follower account in order to copy that number to make it look more credible. But then the messages were dated a week or a week and a half prior. And they didn't think about the fact that if the messages were dated a week and a half prior, then why would the follower count be today's follower count? And we called him out on that as well. So Avery right now is using fake screenshots in order to discredit me. And what Avery's really doing is harming actual victims, because real victims won't be believed when they know people like Avery can go out there using and fabricating screenshots in order to make someone look like they're a child, someone who endangers children. Whereas the screenshots on Avery are not only screenshots, I video recorded your account, Avery. If that receipts account is still in here, go to that receipts account. That receipts account literally has video recording of me scanning through Avery's following list, a video of it. And if anyone needs me to repost that entire video, because the person who has that receipts account, who even found receipts I wasn't even aware of. I didn't know there was receipts of Avery talking about their 7.5 ding dong on what's her name? Who's the person who got chased off? Adora, on Adora's Live. I didn't even have those receipts. So props to you, receipts account, who was able to get better receipts than me. But go to their account and you'll see video recording proving that it's Avery's account. And if Avery disputes it's their account, I have the full recording. I'll happily do another live on you, Avery. Avery, do you want that? Do you want me to keep doing lives on you, Avery? I did 3 or 4 lives. Wrecked your reputation. What the fuck do you think I'm going to do with 10 lives?
Avery could have
the
easily,
arrogance of you asshats.
Went away in the background, not said anything, left everybody alone, and it could have died down. But Avery wants to keep going.
And who does that? Narcissists. You got outed, and for that reason, you can never let go of the anger you have towards me because you got outed. It's pathetic. Follow that account. The Avery account that's saying hi. Follow that account.
This one.
Go to that account. Yep, go to that account. And I don't know if they still have it on friend. They had it on friend only. And so you have to like send them a follow request and then they follow you back. And when you do, they had so many more videos. I thought they only had like 3 or 4 videos. They have so many more videos. And if you follow that account, you will see everything on Avery. And you'll get to know who the real Avery is. And Avery, push me after today. You or your neighbor, Jonathan, do anything after today, and I'm doing lives on you every day for a fucking month, Avery. Unless you want to play that video right now, you know the video, where secrets lie. We want to give a recap as to who Avery is right now, because I'll happily play that. If you want me to play that video so you don't risk the banana and you can make me big screen, I'll happily do that.
I can big screen you. You know, it just does it wider. So, yeah.
Oh, it doesn't go wide. Yeah, no, forget it then.
Okay. Well, send it to me. I'll throw it on the background.
It's on the from the Avery account. They would have it. Yeah, just grab it from the Avery account, right?
Yeah, let me try to.
I can't send because it's more than a minute. I think.
Oh.
I think it's more than a minute, isn't it?
Hold up.
I was gonna say, I think we should stick to the motherfuckers on the background.
Yeah, let's definitely.
My bad. Sorry.
No, you're good, Irish. I
good
was
point.
like,
I mean, I'm just gonna say, if Avery isn't tired of Avery callouts, I don't know why, because I'm exhausted with Avery callouts. Like, girl, aren't you tired of being dragged all over the app? Like, we're tired of watching you get dragged, so you have to be tired.
Some people like pain.
I honestly think it's a kink. I genuinely think it's a kink at this point.
I just want to see like
no shame.
The two up there being rightfully dragged because
no shame in general.
No shame,
no,
but I don't consent, you freak. I don't consent.
Right.
Nah, no shame in general, but shame on you.
Not
shame on you.
If we want, we could dissect Says Powers videos, where she's a sanctimonious, pretentious like ass hat. Like it's crazy the videos that she does.
Oh, can we watch the one where they essentially justify calling people flying monkeys? Because that would be hilarious.
Oh yeah,
I'm trying
that's
to think where that one is. Is it? Do I got that on YouTube or yeah?
I don't know if you have it on YouTube, but it is definitely on their page.
and
I
there is the
never
one
would have
where
thought of that
Maki-
as problematic. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
There's the one where Maki admits to it. I seen it not too long ago. The whole thing with because I was the one that brought it up when Maki came up on the
The
onto
third
our
thing that
line
Kamala
on
Harris said is
stage.
she wanted to do a $15,000 first-time home buyer credit to people that were buying homes for the first time. Donald Trump said he wanted
For illegal immigrants.
for how does an illegal?
Sorry, I was trying to mute the TikTok.
The,
I tried to pull it out.
remember,
wait.
Katie? I was the one that come up on the panel and said it. And
Yeah.
everybody, like, yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm like, hey, what'd you say? And then that's when he admitted to it, because it's like, I was like, don't lie, Maki. Like, it's not gonna look good.
I will say they. Both of them have they them pronouns. Words of Power and Maki use they them pronouns.
Oh, both of them do. I
Oh,
thought it
Words
was
of
just.
Power is non-binary?
Yep.
I thought
She
it-
kept saying she was a woman over and over again. She's non-binary woman, or like is that a thing? I didn't know that was a
I think
thing.
they acknowledge themselves as femme presenting, as far as I know, because remember I was like knowledgeable in the group before they decided to kick me out. Like they use they them pronouns, both of them.
Okay, I'll do that. I didn't know.
Okay, I did not know that either. Thank you for telling me.
No problem.
Yeah, good catch.
They still deserve to be called out because they think that being Latin is a separate race, and they think that just because they're white presenting doesn't mean that they like. I'm just tired as a black woman.
Wait.
I genuinely think white presenting indigenous folk, to the extent that you endure any discrimination of any type, personally, like you can complain about it, like that's on you, but like that's what's allowed me to empathize with people who are black and POC, because it's given me a taste, a tiny insight into what it is they go through. So like, you know, in Ireland, it's stuff you guys wouldn't even fucking pick up on, right? I get mocked on this app all the time because of my accent. And it's not just about an accent, because in Ireland, one thing I've not been able to get rid of is the TH. I can't pronounce TH, right? What most people don't understand is that's not simply an accent. The reason why we don't pronounce TH is because it's a hangover from our native language. So Irish Gaelic, THs were never pronounced. And so people who were born in Ireland, because of our native language, we have never really adopted the use of TH. And people mock me all the time for that, right? And pisses me off, it annoys me, right? But that just gives me insight into what it must be like. Imagine being black and using AAVE. Sorry?
Well, be Caribbean. A lot of Caribbeans, or Pacific Islanders and stuff will do the T, like tree and things like that. But just obviously to say with their accent.
Yeah, but I guess the point I mean is that I kind of use that. I don't use that to say, oh, I know what it's like to be black and to be mocked for using AAVE. I don't do that. It gives me insight in terms of like how it must feel to be mocked for using a perfectly fine vernacular that is simply the vernacular you use, but you're being mocked because you're being othered. It gives me insight into that, but like I don't center it by saying, because people mock me all the time for not saying that word, and that's actually due to my native language that everyone in the planet outside of Ireland is woefully ignorant about. I don't go around complaining or whining about it or using that to elevate me up to the level of victimization that other people go through. That's what's gross. And I can't stand it when white indigenous people do it. They do, like, it's funny, if anyone introduces themselves as white presenting indigenous, there's a very good chance they're about to do that. And it's absolutely wrong.
Absolutely Irish. And I'm sure you know my background as like an African linguist. And so like I understand that completely. I think like cultural linguistics in terms of like putting it above other forms of English and other forms of language. I think it's absolutely disgusting. If you understand what's being said, that is proper English. If you understand what's being said, that's proper language usage. And I absolutely don't agree with you. I think I heard you say before that like you were involved in the Irish traveler community, which I absolutely understand. My one white grandparent is Irish, but she is Romani Irish traveler. And so I understand that. And
Well, that wouldn't be Irish Traveler, just to be clear. So
oh
Romani
no, she's
is a
both. That's
different,
what I'm saying.
and that's another thing that like Avery doesn't understand is a Romani and Irish Travelers basically intermixed a lot. There's a lot of
Exactly.
there's a lot of crossover. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like she's both. So like it's crazy how you can look at Irish people and be like, oh, I can determine what you are and blah 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 blah. Like it's gross. I think it's gross to underestimate people based off of their linguistic abilities. Um
I have a
I can't.
major issue with
That's
that.
why. What's that, Tom?
That I have you know that that's been like a thing for me for like the past fucking month is
What?
that my New York accent or whatever the fuck like hood accent makes people act like I'm dumb and I hear you touch shit. Like
That's
why
adorable.
I have literally like some people likely have noticed that I have actually code switched like a motherfucker throughout the past month because that shit has been bothering me so much.
Okay, just like I'm a fan of calling out white indigenous people who are trying to claim the victimization and burden and discrimination of Black and POC, I'm not going to stand for Dom, who lives in fucking upstate New York, claiming to be from New York, okay? Claiming to be victimized based on her accent, which is copying.
I'm getting so tired of him.
Seriously.
I
Irish.
got you, bitch. See,
Dom.
that's what happens
Hold
when
on.
you're not as scared of me as you are of Mac.
She booted you. Dom.
Anyway, let's get
I got a
to the words
question.
have power
Are we
thing.
doing lunch tomorrow or what? Because I'm out in Syracuse. I'm out in
Oh my god, we're
Syracuse.
so close. You're like I'm like an hour from you. Period. Oh my god, I'm glad I know that now because if I'm ever out there, shut up, Irish. Stop crying. Nobody cares about your self-victimization.
I'm gonna
Damn.
meet Dom and Irish.
Besides
can
the
be
fact
salty.
that Irish is from Ireland. You're not even from fucking city, you fucker.
I remember something that I mentioned earlier. So so back when Beatron was complaining about not being able to speak, I don't know if some of y'all have seen some of these other lives that they hold, the little call out live thingies. But Beatron would try to go so hard on people when there's a bunch of other people. I've been subject to it. I believe Emily's been subject to it. Several other people have. And yet here Beatron is with just Irish, folding like a paper cup. It's sad. It's really sad that they get the exact same treatment just from one person that they give to others, with all these other people also joining Beatron. It's nuts. And Irish, I want to say to you, I'm glad that you gave Beatron at least a small dose of what she's been doing to other people.
Well, I don't know who Beatron. I assume it's Bree. I don't know who they are. I don't know what their history is. But like, I didn't know if they were problematic generally. I just thought last night they were incredibly arrogant, ignorant, and they were enjoying jumping in on bullying someone they knew nothing about. And I was like, that's gross. And then when they messaged me and slid into my DMs, but then claimed that I'm harassing them by responding, I was like, I don't like you. But I didn't know anything about them. And I was actually honestly a little bit worried because I didn't know until after the fact that they were trans. I had no idea they were trans until after the fact. And I was worried that, is this someone who is well known and popular within trans advocacy, and maybe there's just been some sort of misunderstanding between two of us or something. So I really didn't know who they were and what was sort of going on. So the fact that there's prior issues, like, feel free to educate me. I have no clue.
Just that whole little group. I mean, there's a whole little group of people that like going around just yelling at people that they're problematic, with or without proof, including the time that they claimed I said something and that's on video. And when I asked them to run the video, they said no, that they won't. So it's like, well, what proof, right? I found that hilarious. And yet when you come up, I'm sorry, not when you come up, I'm sorry, I misspoke. When you ask them simple questions that they should know, they just fold. Every time they're pushed against in a just a little bit, they just fold. And I'm surprised what they didn't do is say that you're doing Darvo, because they love using that phrase. And I hate that TikTok apparently got people to know what that phrase is, because people use it all the time in the wrong context. Like, my eyes roll so far back in my head, it's in my brain whenever I hear it.
Like if you watch the videos that Words Has Power, or I'm going to call them Wishes Has Power, like they're just obsessed with being, I don't know, respected. The amount of Darvo they engage in 6 videos was insane. Absolutely insane. The amount of gaslighting was just a different level, where, like, the fact that they repeatedly said that I do this for money, and that because I'm making a platform on the back of victims, I have an obligation to donate all my money. When I then proved last night, which I'll happily do again right now if anyone wants to,